The Riot interviews.
It is The Riot on RadioU.
Is it time?
It's time. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I have been pushing people to listen.
Every time we play this song, Obi always tweets about it.
I tweet about it almost every morning when we play it because people need to listen to Propaganda's album, Nikki.
I understand, and you're doing your part.
I am doing my part. My tiny little whatever. I want people to know that people need to check out Propaganda's new album.
Good morning, Propaganda. How are you doing?
Good morning. I am good.
Man, it is great to get a chance to hang with you this morning. How are you?
Man, I am wonderful. And I see those tweets.
Yay!
And I'm like, this is so dope.
You see Obi and he's an influencer. No.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
That's me.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
That's me.
No, but you have to apologize, or maybe not, but this will be a couple of minutes of us loving on Propaganda.
That's
so
all right.
Everybody just get in line and get ready.
That's all right. So, man, I don't even know. There's a lot about you I don't know, so I got to ask some basics. Where are you from?
Los Angeles.
Nice.
Born and raised.
So do you still live there?
I live in Long Beach,
Okay.
a little bit further south, but yeah, still the LA area.
Okay. How many cats do you have right now?
Zero.
Okay.
Wait.
Propaganda has a Cats
Yeah.
song that
you gotta hear the song.
is a must hear.
So, dude, real
Yeah.
talk, though.
Which is funny. That's a true story.
It is? It's so.
Yeah, we had a cat named Widget, and the cat when my family would leave for like work and school, it's just if I'm not touring, I'm legit just sitting at home. So I had to sit with this cat, and I just remember being like, I hate you in my house.
No way.
You know?
Okay, Propaganda though, but like cats don't need a lot of care to where like did you feel like just pressure because he was there in the same room with you all the time, or did you feel pressure like you had to play with the cat?
Yeah, it was both. Yeah. So this cat apparently was like not one of those like I don't need a lot of attention cats. This
Sure.
cat was like pet me. I want to sit and sleep right next to you. I don't. Why do I have to go over there? And I'm like, well, oh my gosh. And then I got one of those like toys with the with the little like fake little mouse on the stick.
Yeah.
And then her hunting instincts kicked in, and I was like, okay, wait, that's kind of dope. This is fun, you know.
Then you finally got into it.
Yeah, and I got embarrassed that I actually liked it. It was like I'm in the house by myself, but I'm like, oh my gosh, don't tell anybody I'm having a good time. You know?
So what you're saying is you put that song out because you just wanted to let everybody know, no, look, I hate cats.
No, seriously, I do. But then the lesson I learned in that moment, because I was making fun of myself. I was like, man, I'm over here embarrassed that I like this. And then I'm like, but I still want to maintain my posture of not being a cat lover.
Sure.
Then I'm like, but I'm having a good time right now. This is ridiculous. I don't know. Why do I need to maintain this? You know?
Well, I will tell you that you're talking to you. I'm allergic to everything. So
I know. He can't, even if you wanted to, you could not have anything.
I live alone in a plastic room, like with nothing. but like Nikki, on the other hand, has all the animals.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with them. But I can't even bring them into work.
Geez.
So, and no dogs for you either.
Can't bring them into work.
Well,
are we even having this conversation right now?
Yes, apparently we are.
Oh my
Propaganda
gosh.
would never want to do that because, it's the cat's just there.
Well,
Yeah.
Man, I have, as you know, I've been tweeting about, I have really, really enjoyed your album. It's probably been one of the most thought-provoking albums that's come across my path in a really long time.
So Crooked came out at the end of June, and that does feature Olympian, which is the song we're currently playing on RadioU, which people are just loving.
Yeah. And
thank you.
My impression of the album and following you on Twitter is that you just seem to be somebody that is very informed, thoughtful, thought-provoking.
Well-spoken.
Yeah, and I'm curious, what do you do to keep up? Like, where do you go to kind of stay on the pulse of what's going on in society? Because you're addressing it, but what does that process look like for you?
Man, that's a great question. No one ever asked me that. I practice what I like to call media literacy, which is like you just I pull from a wide swath of things. So if a story pops up, in my morning sort of podcast, I listen to the NPR morning podcast that's 15 minutes long first.
Sure.
And then I'll start looking at other sources. I look at news sources from other countries. I look at, pop culture, again, stories from other places, and kind of like just look at the story across different sections. It helps being able to like at least understand the other languages.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So I can kind of understand Spanish pretty well. So sometimes I look at the Spanish, the news from Mexico, you know what I mean? And just kind of put it all together to get like a better,
more well-rounded opinion on it.
I might be understanding. Yeah, more well-rounded opinion.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Well, you can tell because a lot of people have a lot of opinions, but we always appreciated yours. It does seem like it's not just throwing out one quick opinion, but it is more well-rounded.
Dude, thank you.
So when you're taking all of that and you're boiling it down to working on an album, what's the writing process look like for you? How do you take that and then you take it from, hey, I'm taking it in, now I've got something to say about it. How do you sit down and figure out what you want to say?
Yeah, that's very slow for me. I feel like I'm always writing. I never really stop writing. So it's, a lot of like mulling over, chewing on, readdressing, taking like just little pieces by pieces. I talk it through with my wife. I talk it through with like just so many other people around me that I think like just really think better than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of put it all together and kind of go from there. But like for me, it's like I said, it's a lot of mulling over. And it's a slow process, so that when I do actually like, okay, it's time to go to Portland and record, I feel like I've thought this through so much that I can like just kind of like, it just kind of pours from there.
Right on. Well, as Nikki said, like really appreciate your opinions and appreciate how well thought out it really feels. And it really shows in the music, in a culture.
Including the cat song.
Yeah, even the cat song.
Even the cat song. It shows in there, even there.
But, I mean, we're in a culture where the turnaround on opinions is instantaneous, and it leads to a lot of nonsense. And I have appreciated just kind of the depth that I've seen you bring. And it brings me to another question. I'm just curious. I saw you do some stuff with Show Baraka. Are you guys ever going to make that available, like as a podcast or somewhere where we can listen to that? Because I would love to hear that.
We are. So it's been recorded.
Okay.
It's kind of been just this like, okay, so how many more times do we want to do it live?
Sure.
And then, before we actually put out, the actual recording of it. But yeah, it's there. That is the plan. We just need to figure out like when's the next time we're gonna or when we're gonna actually retire the live event.
Sure,
Okay.
and then they'll make it available for everybody else.
Well, we're talking to Propaganda. Very excited to get a chance to spend some time with him. Parting shot to you. I saw you tweet about some Ethiopian coffee. I want to know what's the coffee blend that I should be out there looking for?
What's the one of choice?
Yeah. So really right now, because the Ethiopian crop has been like really stuck in customs, it finally came out. So if you're going to any coffee shops, like get any versions of the Ethiopian ones right now. Because they're fresh. They just made it to the States. It's going to be phenomenal. The Tanzanian cups are pretty good right now, but like if you can land you a Yirgacheffe, go get you that Yirgacheffe.
Propaganda, I don't know about that.
I'm writing this down.
You got it?
I got to go ask some questions.
If we could land us a what?
A Yirgacheffe.
A Yirgacheffe. Okay, I got it.
That's the region.
I'm gonna act like I know what it is and then
Just
Google
go
it
with
later.
it? Sure,
I'm
that's
gonna Google it
fine.
later.
That's fine.
Look, you don't even have to. You walk into the shop and be like, "Hey, you guys have any single origin Yirgacheffe? You guys got it?"
All right.
They
You
might
guys got
ask,
any on
ask
bar?
us to leave because they think we're being a smart mouth with them, but maybe.
No.
They'll be like, they'll probably say, they'll be like, hey, we have a co-chair actually, and then you're like, oh, that'll work. But
Okay, we'll go with
at
that.
least just go with the yours.
Okay,
Well, I'll
we'll
tell
go
you
with it.
right now, the Propaganda just taught me how to be a coffee poser right here.
Nice.
Like I am
You
totally.
There you go.
Everything
Already.
he just said, I'm going to go back. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to rehearse it. I'm going to go in and ask for it. So, well, dude,
You're gonna nail
Propaganda,
it.
it has been so great talking to you. Thank you for your time.
It's now time for us to play Olympian so that Obi may tweet afterwards.
That's right.
And you may
That's
see
right.
it again. So
All right. Well, hey, man, hang on for us for just one second.
hang tight. We seriously love the new album, Crooked. You can find details on that through shop.radiou.com. But this is Olympian from Propaganda, and he was just as nice as I thought he would be.
Nikki's telling the
Super
truth.
nice guy.
It is the Riot.
Want to hear more? Check out riot.radiou.com.